You know, we talk a lot about the keys to happiness, but what if one of the most powerful tools is something most of us do every single day without even thinking about it? Today, we're digging into the science of gratitude to see how a simple thank you can actually physically rewire our brains for a happier life.
So let's just start with this idea. We all say thank you, right? It's just good manners. But what if there's more to it? What if those two little words were actually a scientifically proven tool to make you happier? Well, that's exactly what the research is telling us.
To really get into the science, first we've got to be on the same page about what gratitude actually means. It turns out it's way more than just saying the words.
Researchers have a name for this deeper kind of thankfulness: dispositional gratitude. It sounds a bit academic, I know, but the idea is simple. Think of it less like a single action and more like a default mindset. It's kind of like having your personal radar set to notice and appreciate the good things happening all around you, big or small.
Okay, so if gratitude is a mindset, how do we know it actually works? I mean, where's the proof? Let's dive into the evidence, starting with a really classic experiment.
Back in 2003, two researchers, Emmons and McCullough, did this amazing study. They split people into two groups. The first group, the gratitude group, just had to write down things they were grateful for each week. The second group, the hassles group, listed all their daily annoyances and complaints. The results? They were powerful. The gratitude group felt way happier, more optimistic, and just generally more satisfied with their lives. It wasn't even close.
And look, that wasn't just some one-off, lucky finding. That early experiment basically kicked off a whole wave of research. In all the years since, this exact effect has been tested and confirmed over and over again, across dozens and dozens of different studies.
And when you pile all that evidence together, the results are staggering. A huge analysis from 2023 combined the data from 64 separate studies. And look at these numbers. Practicing gratitude leads to a nearly 8% drop in anxiety symptoms, almost a 7% drop in depression, and, this is my favorite part, a nearly 7% boost in life satisfaction. These are real-world changes in people's well-being.
Okay, so the effect is real. We can see it in the data. The next obvious question is, how? How on earth can a simple feeling of thankfulness create these massive changes? For that, we need to peek inside the brain.
Neuroscientists have actually been able to pinpoint where gratitude lives in the brain. When you feel thankful, it lights up an area called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. Now that is a mouthful, but you can just think of it as your brain's internal value meter. It's the hub that decides what feels good, what's rewarding, and what's worth doing again.
And here's where it gets absolutely amazing. We can actually train this part of the brain. A neuroscientist named Christina Carnes had people keep a gratitude journal for just 3 weeks. That's it. She scanned their brains before and after, and the result was astonishing. After just those 3 weeks, their brain's reward center lit up more when they watched someone else get money than when they got money for themselves. Let that sink in for a second.
Dr. Carnes put it perfectly. She said practicing gratitude literally changed the exchange rate in the brain. It's like it retrained their neural pathways to find more joy, more value in being generous. Being thankful actually made giving feel better than getting. That's profound.
So the science is totally clear on this. Gratitude isn't just a passive feeling. It's a skill you can build, like a muscle. So how do you actually do it? Here are 3 simple, science-backed ways, and we'll focus especially on how they can bring your family closer.
First up, the gratitude journal. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. The research shows that making a long, superficial list of stuff isn't that effective. You want quality over quantity. So once or twice a week, write in detail about one specific person or one event you're truly grateful for. And definitely focus on people more than things. So instead of just writing, "I'm grateful for my partner," you'd write about why. Maybe about how they made you coffee this morning, or how they listened patiently when you had a rough day. That's where the real magic happens.
Okay, next up is a technique that has a massive impact: the gratitude visit. Think of someone in your life you've never really truly thanked. A parent, a grandparent, maybe an old teacher. The idea is you write them a detailed letter explaining the positive impact they've had on your life. And get this, the research shows that just the act of writing the letter boosts your own happiness, even if you never send it. But for the biggest effect, go visit them and read it aloud. It's an incredibly powerful way to strengthen those family bonds.
And finally, let's talk about gifts. Our brains have this funny little quirk called hedonic adaptation. It's just a fancy way of saying we get used to new things really fast. That new gadget is super exciting for a week, and then it's just a gadget.
But experiences, we adapt to those way more slowly. The good feelings from a great memory stick around. So when it comes to family, think about gifting a shared experience, a day trip, a concert, a special meal, instead of a physical object. The gratitude from that will last so much longer.
So, after looking at the studies, the brain scans, and all these practical exercises, what's the big takeaway from all this? You know, it really all comes back to that very first study from 2003. Their conclusion, even in that careful academic language, says it all. A conscious focus on our blessings has real, measurable benefits for our emotions and our relationships. It is a small habit with a truly big impact.
Which brings us to our final question, and it's a direct one for you. Because based on everything we've just seen, this isn't just an interesting idea, it's a call to action. So who in your family, who in your life will you consciously thank today?